Welcome back to Dive Time Dota Fastcast of the International 2016. We're here with Game 2 of EG versus EHOME. EG had an epic comeback from Mega Creeps there, and they got their Shadow and Faceless again. They liked how it worked. And EHOME liked what Murano was doing to them, so they want to give EG the taste of their own medicine.
Was Warlock on EHOME?
Yes.
Okay.
It was Warlock
and
was the response
EG.
to the Blueberry.
Yeah, so, I think EHOME is maybe underlining the idea of Warlock being a pretty good counter to the bubble. And I'd say it worked pretty well in Game 1. I mean, it didn't win him the game because the chrono is still so critical. But
that slow is really helpful to upheaval. There we go.
Mm-hmm. So, EHOME pick up an Earth Spirit who has had its time in the spotlight this tournament, although I feel like his picks have dropped off a little bit. The utility of moving people around is nice, but he doesn't offer the defensive heals or offensive disables that a lot of other supports do. And EHOME rounds it out with is that another axe for them?
No, it was on EG.
It was on EG.
It was axe faceless.
That's right. Yeah. Shadow Demon is the pick for EG, and they'll who's good to get illusions of there? I guess Drow or Medusa eventually.
Well, it's also saving your own.
Yeah. No, I just the way pros have been drafting Shadow Demon, it tends to be a companion to something that you'd see with an IO, something big and tanky that you can make illusions of and work to your advantage. But looking at these drafts, I'd say EHOME, again, focusing towards early to mid-game. No reason to say otherwise, actually. And EG definitely has an insurance policy in the Medusa. If they go late, the Medusa should not run into too much trouble from these guys. I don't think there's a big I mean, I guess Axe could control her long enough to bring her down.
Murano could get a diffusal, but there's nothing that's like a natural counter now.
Yeah. And then, Drow Faceless, those are pretty good early to mid-game cores. And, the Ogre support with it. The Shadow Demon, as we talked about. There's the Shadow Demon doing a little bit of work there, getting the first blood on the Timber Saw. So yeah, maybe more of an aggressive Shadow Demon than defensive in this game, but EG's on the dire side this time. Maybe they want to feel like what it's like to push from megas on both sides of the map. There goes a kill on the Medusa in the mid. EHOME had 3 around.
Invisibility rune equals guaranteed gank. When there isn't other natural cloak and wards on the ground.
Yes. Okay. Almost guaranteed. 60% of the time it works 100% of the time. And early chrono comes in on the Axe, so that was the first chrono again, and they get him. But meanwhile, Shadow Demon gets dived tier 1 top, and it's 2-2 now.
Good balance to this game.
Ooh, a missed pull there. Leads to some trouble for Fenrir.
Warlock got out though.
But yeah, he's okay. The Ogre falls. I'm not sure where he was.
Well, he's back.
But he's back.
Wow.
Here's a little bit of a smoke from the EG lineup. Shadow Demon baits out the Timber Saw dive, and the wraparound is there. Ogre and Drow just making some synergy happen on that Timber Saw. That was a really good move. I think that could easily be missed.
The wraparound smoke?
Well, and the bait. I think...
Timber's been hyper aggressive on Shadow there.
And down goes Timber again. Four of EG in the neighborhood. And they get a kill bot too. So aggressive try working, or no, that's a defensive try working, and the off lane working as well.
Axe has his blink though.
Anyway, what I was saying before is that I think another thing that separates the men from the boys in this game is bait. There have been some really good baits this tournament, and that was definite bait. Shadow Demon shows himself alone under a tower. Timber's like, I can take that tower as Earth Spirit goes down there for EHOME in the off lane. So that off lane's a bit of trouble for EHOME. Meanwhile, EG get the Mirana in the bot lane, so lane's definitely going EG's way, even with more late game fashioned lineup. EHOME smoke around the Dire side and get the Shadow Demon with a 4-man dive. If that were bait, it was not a good one. He had no teammates around, so I think that time he just got caught. But we did see that Ogre right-click the tier 1 tower top down for EHOME. So that's EG with... Oh, no, actually, towers are tied. That's right, because EHOME got the tier 1 bot. Mirana smoke, but EG's in the neighborhood, and they jump in on it. But EG loses... EHOME lose 3. EG only lose their Medusa. That is a big kill, though.
Warlock Golems drop after the Blueberry, as per usual.
Yeah, that's something we should definitely keep an eye on. Using the lock to negate...
Unlock the Blueberry?
Yeah,
Oh.
negate the very unavoidable effects of the Chrono. EG grouped up in around the Roche pit, around their ancients.
Look at the vision there. They have like 6 sentries.
Yeah, EG do not want EHOME to get in the habit of taking Roche, I guess.
Observers. They have 2 sentries.
Mm-hmm.
I always mix those 2 up. I don't know. It's just
You'll get there.
one day. Give it another 4 years. No big deal.
All right, approaching 20 minutes. Kills EG's double up on EHOME. And towers are going the way of EHOME, though. EHOME's got 2 of EG's towers. EG just has the 1. And here's a fight in mid. The Medusa being very aggressive and gets killed again, first to die out of a team fight. A bit surprising there that they're really bringing her out to team fights this early, especially with the lead that they have. It's 6-12 though, so EG do get 2 kills around the map.
They're solidly managing to keep double kills going.
And there are EG's wards coming into play as they find the EHOME as soon as they move into Roche and scare them out. So EHOME, their team was in the neighborhood, but it was not a fight that they were looking to take. And Timber chains in and gets chronoed up and gets killed by 3 of EG. Shadow Demon goes down again in the bot lane though. And EHOME making a retreat around the mid. EG loses 2 though all of a sudden. Pick off of the Ogre, or the finishing off of the Ogre, who is tanky as hell, but wasn't in a good spot, leads to EHOME pursuing out another kill on the Drow deep past the tier 1. And then they get the tier 1. So that's all tier 1s down for EG. And so if I'm EG, I'm thinking, alright, let's slow down here. Like, you know, EHOME's getting some momentum here nice and early, and that's when they want to be online. We've got this Medusa, let's just go farm her up and wait for a little bit, wait for some items.
I'm pretty sure EG is thinking, hey, let's deward. They've planted like 8.
EHOME smokes, finds the Ogre wandering around his own jungle, and is quickly dispatched. EG shows up though as EHOME tried to push deeper after that gank. EG said, that's okay, we'll take this fight. This is our own jungle, we know these turns. So the EG defense shows up and gets 4 follow-up kills. So that's the kind of engage that EG want to take. Farm until EHOME show up and then turn on him and get a big swing there. I mean, obviously, if you can, that's what you want to happen. But I think that's more aligned than EG kind of like running their Medusa out in front and ulting and trying to initiate a team fight on their own. Speaking of initiating a team fight on their own, EG moves into the bot, Medusa out in front, and but EG has the first hero to fall. Shadow Demon goes down, but EHOME loses 3. The Timber and the Mirana is still alive, but not for long. The Timber turns the tide and gets the Medusa, and yeah, he'll live. Reactive armor, doing some work there on Ice. So, and a bit of a trade there. I don't know if either team got a big advantage. You want to check the graphs, see who did better in that fight. Yeah, pretty.
Going back to EHOME a little bit.
Pretty much a wash. A little bit toward the EHOME. Yeah, I don't think that was. I don't like what EG's doing here, which is actually trying to initiate smoking and this sort of thing. They get a Warlock and a Marana, so this time it's working out, and they get the Axe too. Just the pesky Timbersaw remains now, and they'll leave him be in exchange for a Roche. So EG getting this was the first Roche, I believe.
They tried really early.
Yeah.
Like, how did EHOME do it last game? I don't know. We'll just come back later.
Chrono on the Timber leads to like almost no damage done. So EG blows a long cooldown there.
No, it's not that long. He has Axe. Comes back stupid quick. Hey, it's back.
And there it is. And EG get 2 from that Chrono. Put on the staircase in a nice way to split up EHOME.
They're starting to get Warlock in those Chronos, which is what you need to do so that the golems don't drop right afterwards.
Yeah, if game 1 is any indication.
Oh, we've seen it like 3 times in this game too.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, Chrono's all about position. Faceless is all about positioning. So EHOME, defending their mid, not too well, might I add. EG take the tier 3 and then take 2 cores out from the defense and then finish off the racks. Then they move down bot, and that's a tier 3. And a Chrono comes in and they get the Medusa, and that's GG. Yeah, I mean EG. It's 38 minutes. EG's lineup was only getting stronger. EHOME knew that the window had closed, and
it was an
they
immediate
GG'd out.
just shunt. We checked the graph right around here, and then it just went near EG.
As much as EHOME's strategy has been throughout this tournament to do well early, I think it was a mistake in an elimination game not to get an insurance policy hero. They needed someone like a Medusa to be in the back and ready to fight at 40 minutes.
Well, at least EHOME has the lower bracket to fight through. It's not a full elimination.
Yes, you're right. That's a good point. EHOME drops down to the losers bracket, and EG moves on to the winners bracket finals against a team that you may or may not have watched.
Cough, 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 cough. Okay,
Wow.
come back next
Faceless
time.
6-0 and 20. That's a good Faceless game.
Dang.
All right, sorry. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.